Well, alright guys, how are y'all doing tonight? This is Luke back here with yet another album review here for you tonight. And this is number 56 or 57, I believe. And yes, I did take some time off as I am still in the process of moving. And I'm not in the best predicament to make videos at this moment. Sorry about my mic quality if it doesn't sound too good. I apologize for that. But still and yet, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight for you to review Crisix Against the Odds, released on March 23rd, 2018, independently. And, you know, Crisix is a band that whenever I got into, I actually got it suggested to me by someone. And they said, you know, check out Crisix, you know, thrash metal, they're part of the new wave. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? But I had no former knowledge of this band once I got into them, and so I had no clue what I was getting into. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get into the biography and history of this band. Of course, as I always do here on the channel. Now, Crisix is a thrash metal band from Lugoladé, Spain, and it was founded by Javi Carrion and Mark Torres as drummer and bassist respectively, although they would not take long to complete the formation with the guitarist Mark Busk and Albert Recune, and finally Julie Bez would enter to replace the first vocalist. Now, Crisix was formed in February of 2008 by Crisix. The band was formed by Javi Carrion and Mark Torres to search for other components, recruit other local bandmates, and enter Mark Busk's and Albert Racuno being the first song. And the first song of the band cannot be assisted in the presentation concert, and the decision was made by Julian Boz. The group says that July's vote compasses the style in which the band and the decision were made to purposely closing song as well as the formation. After having won the national competition at Martahole Metal Rumble in 2008, the band decided to grab their first single, Dead by the Fistful of Violence, in 2008, Accord Studio in Lugoladé, to be included in the Recovery Spain Kills a Cargo of Kelo Extreme Music. And in December this year, we'll be grabbing other topics they announced, such as internal pollution and Mummified by Society, also in Accord's studio, to host its first demonstration, and to be able to present the competition WOA Metal Battles of Spain 2009, and he won the Spanish semi-final, traveling through Germany in 2009 to take part in the international final and to compete together with other 19 bands from all over the world and win by a majority of votes of the jury. And now, thanks to this victory, the band released a discographic contract with Wacken Records to grab their first album, The Menace, on stage, and one studio in Germany as well. On a global level distribution, will also be hosting the brand patronage like Walsblum and Eden, in addition to a European tour as well. And now, without further ado, guys, let's get into this review. Now, one thing that I can tell Crisix music has always been about is having as much fun as possible. Therefore, I can completely see how the thrash metal genre has always suited them the most. In their shows, you can always see that their particular style of composing is always oriented to live performances, especially when it comes to mosh pits and making the crowd go crazy. Now, this record, of course, is not an exception. The galloping beats still guide most of the sound through the whole album, so it's kind of impossible not to recognize this as a pretty solid bunch of songs for a live show. But besides that, there are some other features in this record that must not be overlooked. And no, I won't start beating around the bush about Julie's vocals. One of these is the obvious hardcore, metalcore, really call it whatever you want, influences that can be found mostly in the first songs. And honestly, to hear that in a thrash metal album, for me, it really turned me away from this record quite a bit, if I'm going to be honest. But some may like it, some may not, but that is the creative choice of the band. So in this case, not to be a total prick, I'm going to at least respect it. Now, as I've said before, The hardcore elements really turned me off of this album quite a bit. However, the other issue that this album has is it lacks a lot of solidness in compared to a lot of modern thrash today. I would consider, I wouldn't really consider, a lot of modern thrash, good, because I think a lot of it's generic, but there are definitely good bands out there, and yes, there is a lot of it. The metalcore sound of the riffs and such really get old after so long, as I find no creativity in any of that, as I feel almost anyone can master it, and it doesn't really feel special, I guess, is the big problem, and it also feels quite rushed, I must say. Now, despite the dominant tendency in this album, breakdowns and garbage metalcore-like riffs, you can still notice some melodic part that I can think is really good, and I do have a weakness for that, because, obviously you need some melody, and they did impose it good here in some places. However, in songs like Tekpoliak, these melodic parts look kind of like a waste of potential, as they're oftenly muffled in the mix by the sounds of the rhythm guitar and the drums. I may assume that the mixing is done how it is to give the songs a more galloping and fast-paced tone, but I also think that in decisions like these we can notice a dangerous tendency going on here. It seems like the band stubbornly tries to produce tracks without any creative features, and even though that is their choice, it can be quite harmful in the band's creativity. In fact, this happens a lot in the earlier tracks in the album. And I'm going to give you an example right here, actually, guys. Let's check out Crisix. Get Out of My Head right here on the channel.
Here comes the hit of the summer.
Like a punch in my face, your garbage is my disgrace. 1 million times I hear your sound, again and again. And the cartoon propaganda of the government. You're so insane, core in my mind. We are the ones that get the flow. Start the club and welcome to the show. You are welcome to the floor. You all do the same. One thing of it all. Why you on the radio? When I'm on TV. Relax bullshit. Your presence makes me sick. Makes me sick. One more time you speak your crap. One more time you speak your crap. I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna say it. I don't wanna hear it anymore. Again and again and again. I don't wanna hear it anymore. It's time to make it. Yeah. I don't wanna hear it anymore. It's time to wake up. Let's do it. We are the ones that get the flow. Join the club and welcome to the show. You are welcome to the floor. You all do the same. One thing of it all. Play you on the radio. We don't talk to me. Relax bullshit. Your presence makes me sick. You the sound of the equal the pain you should bring to my ears. Can you hear me? Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. I wanna save my language. The truth is way between. Well, we never keep on our way.
And we are back. Again, that could have been a lot better for thrash metal, in my opinion. But it's hopefully some of you guys were able to enjoy it, but it does have too much of a hardcore metalcore feel to me. Just to sum it up, guys, this is not necessarily a bad album, but it can actually be something decent to put on and listen and headbang to. But if Crisix has been producing music like this, like in this record, I'm afraid that it will become just another generic product oriented for fans of that stupid no passion pizza thrash scene. And it's not like it was bad to please the crowd, but if every band submitted to the demand, metal would be becoming boring as all hell. But honestly, guys, overall, I gotta give this album an honest 6 out of 10, as it could have been way better, especially for a thrash metal record. But it could have been a lot worse. I've heard a lot worse bands that have claimed to be thrash metal. Trivium! But we're not going to talk about all those garbage metalcore bands, and that's what I see kind of this band submitting to a little bit. But I will give it a 6 out of 10, as I think it did do its part at live shows and making people mosh. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for another review here in the books. Crisix Against the Odds. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and if you have any other albums that you would like me to review or cover on this channel, just leave them down in the comment below. And me and Chaos's Discords will also be down in the description. He's making reviews as well. I'm going to be trying to get back to making reviews as well, as I do enjoy doing these. And yeah, guys, take care and have yourselves a fucking good one. Peace, guys.